guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's look is going to be this date night look, so if you want to see how to get this look, then just continue watching. Okay, first things first, I'm going to go in with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, and I'm just going to prime my skin with that. I take about half a pump. I find that's all I really need to cover my face. And so I'm just gonna really push that into the skin. That's pretty much good. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take my CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, and I'm just gonna put about a pump and a half onto my foundation brush here. And you know, I have found with this foundation, it's such a beautiful foundation, but one thing I have noticed is that when you stipple it the way I usually do, it doesn't give you that same flawless effect, and it takes a long time to blend out. So that's why you'll see me, instead of stippling like this like I usually do, I'm gonna kind of blend first in circles all around my face with this foundation. I'm kind of pushing it and circling it into my skin just so that it kind of sinks in a little bit better. I'm going to bring that down my neck a little bit as well. And then we'll go in and kind of stipple on top of everything just to give us that flawless base. And then what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go in with just a second layer in my T-zone. So we'll do another half pump right onto my brush. And I'm just going to take that right in this T-zone area. And this time I'm just stippling it so that way it does blend into the skin a little bit better and we get a little bit more of that coverage. So the next step is I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the shade, I think, Fair Neutral. Yeah, Fair Neutral. So I'm just going to go in and conceal wherever there's redness. And like I said, with this product, it's so potent that I don't feel like you really need a ton to cover what you need to cover. So I end up, when I dip in and dip out, there's so much left on this doe foot, like you do not need that amount. So I scrape that whole thing off and take whatever is left on the doe foot and I'll blend that out. And then if I want to go in with more in some places, then I'll do that. But for the most part, this is a pretty hefty concealer, and so I feel like a little bit goes a long way. I am just gonna stipple that into these areas. I feel like I have a hair on my nose. You know when you can like feel it? It's like the worst thing in the world. Ha! We're good, we found it. So I'm just gonna take my finger and really blot that into my nose. I do have this little piece of dried skin right here that I'm gonna peel off because that's gross. Nobody wants that. That's all pushed in around my nose. I get really big pores in the corners of my nose, which I know is like really gross, but that's the way that the cookie crumbles, you know? So I kind of push it into those pores, and so that way they're less noticeable, if that makes sense. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is, this is a little bit of an extra step. You don't have to do this. A regular setting powder would do just fine. I have to hit it out because it's like on its last leg here. But this is just the Bare Minerals Original Powder Foundation, just in the shade Fair Neutral, or no, Fairly Light, that's what it is. And I'm just gonna set my face with this foundation. And I really like to do this sometimes. It gives you a little bit more of a fuller coverage on your foundation. Perfect for a date night. But like I said, it's not necessary. You can use whatever, you know, powder you want to set your face. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is just in the shade Bronzer. And I am going to go ahead and carve out my cheeks a little bit. Give me a little bit of dimension to my face. I just take whatever's left on my brush and kind of run it over my forehead just to make everything a bit more even. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the Tarte. It's called the Party Blush. This is such a beautiful natural blush. It's such a pretty color, just like your skin, but better, like perfect rosy blush. Perfect for a date night. dot that on the skin. I'm then going to take the Ofra highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive. These things are potent, so just a little bit goes a long way with this guy, honey. And I'm going to highlight my face. A lot of people have been asking me, like, why do you highlight way down on your cheekbone? That's so weird. Like, way down on your cheek. I actually love the way that that makes you look. I feel like it makes you look more alive, more healthy. That's just my personal preference. You do not have to go that low if you do not want to, but that's just what I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and swing a little bit and put my eyebrows on, so I will be right back. That is one tip with eyebrows. Like, once you put them on, you want to make sure that you take a look like closer back, because sometimes when you are looking like super close up, you're gonna, think they're even and everything, and then you look later in the mirror and you're like, what is this? Like, one of my eyebrows is huge and the other one's teeny, So that's just a little tip or trick that I've learned over the years, is just make sure you view your eyebrows at all depth intervals, because you never know. All right, now for the fun part. Our look today is going to be centered around the La Rock Unzipped palette. I love this palette. I actually got it when it was 50% off, so I think it's normally $42, and you get, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shades. They're beautiful shades. I don't know if you can see them, but it's lots of mauves and browns and like rose gold. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. It's perfect for if you're doing like bridal makeup. I love this palette for that. But it's also fun for like a very like feminine date night look, which is what I'm gonna do. So I'm first gonna take the shade Unconditional, and I'm gonna just put that on my blending brush. And I am gonna go in and blend that puppy all in there, just all over my lid. Now I'm gonna dip my brush into Unbridled and mix it a little bit with this Unspoken shade. And I am just going to pack that on the outer corner and just keep blending, blending, blending. That's the key to any good eye look. You just have to have patience and know that it's gonna be a while, because you're gonna blend it out and make it look super smooth and super pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and take whatever's left on my brush and just kind of run it along the waterline, or the bottom lash line, I should say. Just a little bit, just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. I'm now gonna take a shader brush, and I'm gonna go into Unattainable, and I am just gonna pack that right on the lid. And this is like the world's prettiest champagne rose gold color. It is gorgeous. And we're just gonna pack that right on the lid. That looks good. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of the Unbridled shade, and I'm just gonna mix just a hint of the Untamed, which is the darkest shade in the palette. And we're gonna go back over that on the outer corner of the eye, just to darken things up just a smidge. And you can leave it, without making it darker if you don't want to. I find that it just gives a little bit more dimension, and it gives more depth to the eye look if you do that, but you don't have to. And I always start with my darkest shades. I do it as close to my lashes as possible, and then work my way up with less product on the brush. So that way you don't like undo everything you've just done to create that look. I'm gonna bring that around. Awesome. And then last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and take a smaller, more defined shader brush and take the shade Undercover, and we're just gonna run that right under the brow bone and right through that inner corner. Really get that all blended, just so that everything comes together. Okay. That looks good for now. We may go back in later, maybe not. I can't decide yet, so stay tuned because we'll figure it out. I'm now gonna go ahead and take my Ico London Fat, what is this even called? Liquid eyeliner. It's the pin version. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little pin. And I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a cat eye. Easiest way that I find to do winged liner is I always start on the outer corner. So I kind of draw that line where I want it to be. And then I just take it right down in a continuous stroke as possible. And then I'll go back and kind of connect the dots here. And I pull my eyes. I know it causes wrinkles, but easiest method, fastest way to do it. You know, just make sure you're not pulling too hard, otherwise you're gonna come off with a lot of makeup on your face or on your hands. And let me tell you, I am no expert at winged liner. It's one of those things that you just have to practice in order to get good at it. And I am not to that point yet. But, you know, we do the best we can and we move on. And the key with eyeliner is not to keep going back in and trying to fix just like the littlest mistakes. Just because if you do, your wings are gonna be huge. It's never gonna be like perfect, right on point, just the way you want them. Like that's just not how it goes. What I am doing is I'm kind of trying to fill in as close to my lashes as I can, because I can kind of see a little bit of eyeshadow poking out at the very bottom there. So I just kind of filled that in a little bit. And then for the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and line the bottom just a little bit here. I'm not going to do anything too drastic to the bottom since we do have a big wing on the top. If you guys would like to see a winged liner tutorial like up close, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to try to do that for you guys the best I can. Like I said, they're not going to be completely even, but once you throw your lashes on, like, girl, no one can see that. You know what I mean? Lashes hide a lot of your mistakes, especially if you're using false lashes. Like, you're not going to see how uneven your line is and, you know, feeling like you didn't do so good. I'm going to go ahead and coat my lashes now. And I think I'm going to go in with 2 separate mascaras. I'm going to go in with the Lash Blast Volume and kind of give me some volume up in this joint. And then I think I'm going to go in with a coat of the Lancome Monsieur Big Lash Mascara on top, just because I find that really does the trick. So that way I don't have to put falsies on. I will tell you this. This Ico Liquid Eye Pen is not waterproof at all. So if you're going to be crying, if you're going to a sad movie, if you're going to a water park, like if you're going to be sweating a bunch, I really do not recommend that you wear this on your date night. If you're just going out on the town, you know, going to dinner, whatever, that's one thing. But this guy will not hold up as far as water in any capacity. And for that reason, I am not going to be putting false lashes on with this on, just because the glue does not, they don't play well together. And so it's just not a good situation. I'm going to go grab that mascara and I'll be right back. All right. Let's go in with our mascara here right on top. Gonna do the same thing. I'm notorious for getting my mascara all over the place too. Like, I get it on the bridge of my nose, I get it on, you know, under my eye, I get it on my good look here, you know. If you just wait a few minutes, let it dry, it'll just flake right off. I'm gonna touch this back up just a little bit though, because I did not wait for that one to dry. But if you do, if you have the patience, which I don't, apparently, then by all means, just wait it out and you'll be good to go. So before I go in with my lips, I'm just going to go in and kind of powder my nose. And I'm going to put some more powder on these zits down here. Alright, so now for the lips, I'm going to use the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade Baki. or at least I think that's how it said, Baci, B-A-C-I. So however you would say that, that's the shade I'm going in with. And I am just going to a little bit of that foundation off. I absolutely love this shade. This is actually the shade I wore on my wedding day, believe it or not. At least I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did, because it's really pretty. And then just to complete everything, we're gonna mist our face here with a setting mist. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And that's just gonna lock everything into place, and it's also going to kind of blend all your powders together and make it all really cohesive. And it just makes it look so pretty when you do that, and it makes it last a lot longer. All right, so this is the finished look. I think it turned out really beautiful. We got a beautiful highlight on. It's perfect for a night out on the town. You got your wing on, you're looking cute, you're looking snatch. So go out there, eat your dinner, you know, go to a movie, do whatever you want. I think it turned out really well. I think it's really pretty. It's a fun date night look. It's not too hard. You don't have to add the wing liner. If you don't want wing liner on, then you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you did, don't forget to comment down below and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also catch me on all of my other social medias, which will be linked down below, as well as all the products that I've used in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!